Hi campers, hope you're doing well. Welcome to another video. And it's Thursday today. Just finished work, but I'm being a bit naughty and I'm heading out for a cheeky midweek overnighter. I'm out for a camp. So I've got work again tomorrow as well. I'm working from home though tomorrow, so don't have to worry about my commute. So I'm gonna find somewhere to camp up for tonight. Going very minimalist with the kit and enjoy a nice summer's camp. It was solstice last weekend, so the days are pretty long. Still got a fair few hours of daylight ahead of me, and yeah, looking forward to just chilling out under canvas with a little fire in front of me. Lovely jubbly. So I'll bring you along. So I've had to do quite a bit of bushwhacking to get into this spot. So what I'm doing is I'm just heading into a birch woodland that I sort of recce'd back in the winter. I featured that on a couple of my videos back then as well. I'm just all the undergrowth's grown up in the last few months, of course. Just breaking my way through the bushes. I happen upon these areas here. I don't know if you can see it, where all the ground's been flattened down. And yeah, looks like there's been some deer bedding down here. You can see lots of little trails shooting off here and there. So could be spending the night with the deer. Great spot here though, really nice. So tucked out of the way, I'm really pleased with it. And not easy to get to either. Hot. So I don't think I've packed this very well, but let's get the tarp out. Got some, oh dear, I've got some crushed food. Nice bit of bread. Oh shit, that shouldn't be open. A little bit of olive oil leaking out. Never mind. Just the one beer. 10 pegs, want them. Cordage, want that. So my shelter for tonight is the plush palatka poncho. I think I've said before I've never used this as a shelter again, but I shall explain later. And that's all I need for the time being. Bits back in. So folks, just gone for a basic lean-to with the plush palatka, quite low slung, and I've got half of the plush palatka there as a ground sheet as well to form part of my bed. Very bijou. So for bedding, I've got half a roll mat here. Don't know why I've got so much paracord wrapped around it.
my mattress. Like I said, I'll go minimalist tonight, folks, and I meant it. I've got this wall ground mat as well that you've seen me use before. Should go over the top of that. Oh, luxury. What else have I got? Got my Swan Dry bush shirt, stone, and then finally just got my usual clothes bag that I take on my camps, and in there I've got my stuff sack pillow, which I'll turn inside out. Got a hat, gloves in there, another base layer, leggings as well. But that's my pillow. No sleeping bag or blanket tonight, folks, just a Swan Dry. Let's get in there. There we go. Cozy. But it's okay. So the roll mat starts there, goes down to just by my thighs, so it keep me warm for the ground. I'm okay with that, and I've got the ground sheet as well. So the temperatures are really warm at the moment. It's 25 degrees at the moment. That's what it said in the car earlier. I think the forecast is dropping down to about 15 tonight, so it's not going to be massively cold. So I'm going to just see if I can get away with sleeping in my Swan Dry bush shirt. It's my main sort of sleeping layer, and I'll probably put my long johns on as well, and the trousers over the top of the long johns. If I get really cold tonight, and I want some bedding, then I'll just drop this down and use this as a blanket. I just take the unhook the Prussics, and that'll give me an extra sort of blanket. But it's also, not having the sleeping kit, it's also why I've made the shelter the way it is and used this shelter in particular, because I can really hunker it down, cozy up inside it, and try and keep warm. But I've got my firebox as well with me. I'm going to have a fire just literally out front, so that will keep me warm through the night. And if I do wake up with a chill, I'll make sure I've got some wood prepped and I'll fire that up as well. But yeah, just going to sit down for a bit now, have a breather, because I'm sweating me nuts off here at the moment. Nice. So the mozzies are out, so I'm going to light this citronella candle up. I think I got this recently. This is a UCO candle lantern. I've got the bigger one, but the candles for that are so expensive, and this one here just uses tea lights. So I've got it stacked full of tea lights at the moment. Got lots of different citronella tea light candles. Bought a pack of 25 off Amazon for about £2.50, which I thought was a bargain. Get this lit up. Lovely. Put that up there. Last time I used this on the last sort of camp I filmed, it worked quite well, I thought, because I had it inside my sort of plough point shelter, and before I lit it, the shelter was full of bugs, insects, and then as soon as I lit that up, they cleared out quite quickly. So I'm hoping it works as well on this camp. Fingers crossed, because the old mozzies do like to have a little nibble on me. Hi, the campers. So I've just been chilling for a little bit, cooling down, doing some wood prep, getting camp organised. Just got my ground mat and sleeping pad up against this tree here so I can sit somewhere for the evening and give my back a bit of a rest. And I also collected some birch bark here, some little peelings. Gonna attempt to see if they'll take a spark. They're quite fine, so I'm optimistic. I've got my firebox here, so I'm going to set it up now, get the fire going. It's 5:10 now, so get the fire going and then just keep that ticking over. Don't actually need the fire to cook any food tonight. I'm having a sort of cold dinner tonight. I'm having a little bit of a buffet, or sort of Italian antipasti, I think they call it, or for if you're up north of the Watford Gap, I think you call it a picky tea. But I'll show you that a little later on. First and foremost, I'm going to get the fire going and get a cup of tea on the go, I think. Yeah, I'll bring you along. Well, that was easy. Doesn't take long when the firewood's dry. Wow, kettle's boiling already, folks. Didn't take long. Quicker than a jet boil. Leave that to brew. Happy days. This is living on a school night. Apart from the wind blowing through the woods, it's really quite nice, quite peaceful. A little cooler than I anticipated under the canopy, but it's still nice. I won't lie, folks, I'm a little bit apprehensive about how I'm going to sleep tonight. Slightly out of my comfort zone going camping without any sleeping sort of kit, be it a blanket or sleeping bag or what have you. So yeah, it's going to be a challenge for me tonight. We'll see how it goes, but it'll be fun. Hopefully it'll make an interesting video. Before I forget, folks, I thought I'd just do another quick shout out for the Barneys Bimbles stickers. If you're interested in getting your hands on one of those stickers, then all you've got to do is make a donation to my Just Giving page. All the money is going to the Royal Marsden Cancer Charity. I don't care how big or small the donation is, it all goes to charity, and in return, if you send me your details over on Instagram or what have you, I'll get a sticker sent out to you. So I'll pop a link to my Instagram page so that you can sort of DM me on there, and also my Just Giving page in the description to this video. Yeah, many thanks to all of those that have donated so far, and yeah, if you want a sticker, just donate to the charity and I'll get one out to you. Thanks very much. I don't like to labour that point, I haven't mentioned that for a couple of videos, but yeah, it's all for a good cause. And of course, even just by clicking on this video, watching this video, you're helping raise money for charity. Every penny raised by this charity, raised by this channel, is going to the Royal Marsden Cancer Charity. And the channel's, you know, it's doing pretty well so far. It's doing pretty well. I'm quite pleased with how it's all going along. But what I'll do with that is I'll update you all down the line, maybe once I get to my first payment or what have you, and I'll sort of bring you along then and give you a little update on the fundraising. But yeah, thanks for anything. Thanks for all your donations so far. Cheers, folks. Lovely. I feel like I've had to sort of shoehorn this camp in for the month, because it's sort of getting towards the end of June, and I always aim to do a camper month every month, and I was at risk of failing to do it this month, and then my wife suggested I go out this week. I was going to go out the weekend, she said about going then, but I was away last weekend on a stag do in Lisbon, so I didn't want to spend the second weekend away from the missus. I didn't want to take the piss. So yeah, it's important to spend time with the good lady. So yeah, school night camp, here I am, getting one done. But I did go out 2 weekends ago. On a Friday after work, I went out I loaded the bike up and cycled down to the River Thames from home, and that camp didn't go so well, unfortunately. I had a nice cycle. I'll overlay some footage that I captured from that camp now, where I'll probably overlay some footage where I stopped off at Rochester Castle in my hometown, did a little pan around the castle and the cathedral. So that's quite cool. But some of the other footage that I captured was pretty poor. I had the camera mounted on my helmet, and it was just pointing down too low, so all you were seeing was like the pavement in front of me. You wasn't sort of seeing what was around me. So yeah, my camera work was shocking on that trip. But I ended up aborting that camping when I got down to the riverside. Unfortunately, I had a couple of spots in mind. I was preferred option and a backup, and when I got to my first choice, there were there were cows everywhere in the area on the beach and what have you, and you know, there were sort of young calves and adults, and cows sort of roaming around, and I didn't much fancy the idea of camping amongst the cows. I've had a couple of bad experiences in the past where they come running around you and sort of ganging around you, and I don't think they mean to cause you any harm, but they're quite intimidating nonetheless. So I moved on to my backup spot, and exactly the same thing happened. There was another huge herd of cows down that area as well, so I was a bit miffed about that. There were some other options I could have explored, but they were about another 8 or 10 miles away, and it was quite tough going cycling down there. The wind was blowing over 30 mile an hour. Yeah, it wasn't very nice at all. So I had to cycle back home, unfortunately. Ended up covering about best part of 30 miles on that trip, and I was sort of pretty tired when I got home, and pretty pissed off that I didn't get to do a camp. So yeah, that was a bugger, but I'll get out again on the bike soon. Maybe go back down the Thames a little later in the year, once we're getting into the autumn perhaps, because the cows probably won't be down in that area at that time of year. They're probably just down there to sort of graze the grass and keep things managed. But never mind, these things happen, unfortunately, and it probably wasn't meant to be by the state of the filming that I've done on that camp. So here I am, trying to keep on target to do a camp a month every month. I think I've done a camp a month now for 7-8 years. The only time I haven't been able to stick to it was when we was in COVID during the sort of lockdown, and when we couldn't travel. But yeah, it's good to keep it alive. It's going to be dinner time soon, folks. Time for my buffet. There we go then, folks. Got tea tonight. Got a bit of a cured meat there. Some little mozzarella balls that are come out of this pot with some pesto, some olives, a bit of salad, nice bit of sourdough bread, some butter, and then in here I've got a bit of balsamic vinegar and olive oil, which I'll probably pour in there when I've finished mopping that out of the bread. Lovely jubbly. You know what? This is really nice. Sometimes it's just a bit too hot to cook, isn't it? Lovely jubbly. Well, that tea was lovely, folks. Really enjoyed that. Just hit the spot nicely. It's been a really hot day today. I didn't really fancy anything hot to eat for dinner tonight. Been doing that at home as well. We've been having salads and whatnot. And And yeah, that went down very nicely. Probably ate way too much bread though, but hey ho. I'll do some more exercise tomorrow. But yeah, I think, what's the time? It's 7 o'clock now, so I'm probably going to be having an early night tonight. Because I'm anticipating getting up bright and early tomorrow, because I've got work after all, so I'll probably be getting up about 5ish, slowly packing down camp. But yeah, it's really nice sitting in sort of an unfamiliar woodland, sort of spending a lot of time just looking around. Every now and again I hear a sort of branch snap or what have you, and I sort of look around waiting to see if I can sort of spot a deer or something like that. Invariably it's a squirrel or something, but I'm hoping to spot a deer. That'd be quite cool. Or even a badger, that'd be brilliant. But I'm going to treat myself to a little beer now. Got a stout tonight, Lightless Flight from Flock Brewery, 10.5%. Cheers. Oh, that's punchy, that one. You can feel that one strong. Nice though. I've had this one before, to be honest with you, so it's not a surprise for me. Stop the fire up. But yeah, Flock Brewery are fairly local to me. They're based in Canterbury, but they're really making some good beers at the moment. If you can get your hands on some Flock ales, I promise you won't be disappointed. Very nice indeed. What a lovely night to be out camping. Got to say as well, folks, so far the candle I think seems to be working. I've not had any trouble from the mozzies. Fingers crossed. Well, that fire's really kicking off some heat. The firebox never ceases to amaze me. It always puts in a shift. I mean, it's been burning for three or so hours now, 3.5 hours perhaps. It's been absolutely fine. Obviously helps the fact that the wood's bone dry. We've not had no rain for quite a few days now, so yeah, it's perfect conditions for it. Happy days. It's 3 o'clock again, folks, and it's time. Hot chocolate and a little chocolate bar. Oh, that's hot. Ooh. Granted, I've got the fire in front of me, it's just ticking over, but it's still really warm, and it's like 9:45. So I've only got a t-shirt and this long sleeve top on at the moment. Still got 2 more layers of clothing I can put on through the night if I want. So I'm starting to feel a little bit optimistic that I can get through the night with just me bush shirt. I'm a little bit apprehensive, I won't lie, but this is the best time to do an overnight with no sleeping kit, isn't it? Midsummer, when the temperature's lovely. Yeah, we'll see how it goes, but I'm going to have my hot chocolate, watch the fire for a bit longer, maybe listen to a podcast or something, and then I'll drift off to sleep, I think. So I'll bid you farewell. Morning, campers. Well, it's 5:15, and nice to get that fire lit this morning. It's quite chilly. It's just that usual time when the temperature really plummets, sort of between 3 and 4 o'clock. That's when I felt it start getting a bit of a chill. So as you would have seen earlier, I dropped down the top of the shelter and just draped that over the top of me, and that saw me through. But yeah, very welcome cup of tea. All in all though, pretty comfortable under here. Obviously I wouldn't be very comfortable under here if it was raining, but I wouldn't have brought this shelter if it was raining, so yeah, never mind. Really enjoying this spot though. It's really nice little camp spot, tucked out the way. Got a lovely view of the sun dappling through the trees over there. So sunrise this morning was 4:45, so yeah, I sort of watched that come up and I thought, right, time to get that fire back on. Definitely missed having my blanket though. I like wrapping myself up in that. So I'm not sure I'll be doing this very often, if I'm honest with you. But it's good fun, isn't it? It's good fun. And I slept pretty well. I woke myself up snoring a few times, so that's usually a good sign. But I'm going to I'm going to chill out for another hour or so, hour and a half. Probably have another cup of tea, enjoy the fire, and watch the sun. Right, I'm going to start packing down camp now, I think. I've had a couple of cups of tea, warmed up round by the fire, just sat and chilled for a little bit. I've got some porridge with me, but I don't fancy having it yet. It's still only 6:10, quite early for breakfast for me. So I'll probably have the porridge when I get back home. But yeah, really enjoyed this camp so far. Really liking this spot. I think I've already told you that, haven't I? But it's always a nice feeling when you find a new spot, and you sort of get a good feeling about it. So I've come here before for Bimbles, which I filmed for the channel. Cooked a nice breakfast up here, and I knew it'd be a good place to come for a camp, and I'm glad I did. But next time I come back, I'm going to have a more practical camping kit, be a bit more sensible, and enjoy the camp a bit more, I think. Although I've really enjoyed doing this one. I've been wanting to do a camp for a while, where I step outside of my comfort zone and sort of go much more minimalist. And let me know if you think I should do more camps like this. Next time I'll do a camp like this for sure. I'll probably bring my little fire bowl, keep the fire going through the night. That would have made all the difference last night, I think. But maybe I'll do it in the winter. That'll be a good test, wouldn't it? Right, time to get squared away. There we go, folks, all packed away, tidied up. Got my rubbish back in the bag, leave no trace as always. The only thing I have done is leave a little pile of firewood there stacked up, so I can use that next time I come back to this spot. I'm definitely going to come here again. It's a really nice area, and yeah, I shall look forward to that as well. But yeah, enjoyed this camp. Been a bit of a challenging one, but that was my intention. Be interesting to hear your thoughts on it and what you would do, whether you would do something like that in the future. Yeah, get in the comments. but it's about 6:30 now. No, 6:20, so I've got work in an hour or so's time. So I'm going to take a nice leisurely walk out of the woods, see if I can spot some deer. You normally get to see them out and about, bright and early. And if I do see anything interesting, I'll film it for you. But yeah, I'll bid you farewell, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.